Have you ever wondered why bad people exist, and even more perplexing, why they often seem to succeed in life? The concept of bad is a subjective term, one that varies across cultures and societies. Yet for our conversation today, we'll define bad individuals as those who consistently engage in actions that are widely recognized as harmful to others or society at large. Now, the paradox here is that despite societal norms promoting ethical standards and moral codes, these bad people not only exist but often appear to thrive. Why is that? Well, the answer is complex, interweaving threads from evolutionary biology, societal structures, psychological factors, and cultural narratives. It challenges our understanding of morality, success, and the very fabric of human behavior. So the question persists: why do bad people exist, and how do they manage to succeed? Stay tuned as we delve into this fascinating paradox in the upcoming segments. From an evolutionary standpoint, some bad traits have been advantageous for survival. In the grand scheme of evolution, traits that we might now label as bad, such as selfishness and aggression, have actually played a crucial role in our survival. Let's cast our minds back to the era of our early ancestors. In the harsh and unforgiving environment they inhabited, the ability to secure resources for oneself and one's kin, even if it meant stepping on others, was a matter of life and death. Those who were selfish enough to hoard food and aggressive enough to ward off competitors were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. As brutal as it may sound, this was the law of the land, the survival of the fittest. It was not about being morally good or bad, but about doing whatever it took to stay alive. Fast forward to the present day, and we can still see remnants of these traits in our behaviors. Although we live in a much more civilized world, there are situations where these so-called bad traits can come in handy. For example, in competitive environments, those who demonstrate a certain level of selfishness and aggression can often rise to the top. That being said, it's important to remember that this doesn't justify harmful actions, but it does provide an evolutionary context to why such traits exist and how they may contribute to the success of bad individuals. This survival of the fittest mentality has persisted and can still be observed in modern behaviors. Our societal structures often reward those who are willing to bend or break rules. So let's delve into this aspect. One might argue that the very fabric of our societal systems can, at times, inadvertently pave the way for bad individuals to flourish. Take, for instance, systems that value competitiveness, assertiveness, and risk-taking. In these environments, individuals who are willing to stretch ethical boundaries or even shatter them altogether might find themselves at a distinct advantage. This isn't to say that these traits are inherently negative. After all, a healthy dose of competitiveness or a degree of assertiveness can be vital for success. However, when these traits are taken to the extreme, they can manifest in behaviors that most of us would deem bad. Now let's consider another crucial factor: social and economic inequalities. These disparities can create environments where unethical behavior becomes a means to an end. For individuals striving to escape the clutches of poverty or marginalization, bending or breaking rules may seem like the only viable path to a better life. And so, we find that our societal structures and systems, coupled with the stark realities of inequality, can inadvertently create conditions where bad individuals thrive. This doesn't excuse their actions, of course, but it does provide some context for understanding why they may behave as they do. Thus, societal structures and inequalities can inadvertently create favorable conditions for bad individuals to thrive. But what does success really mean? In our world, success is often equated with wealth, power, or fame. These are the traditional yardsticks we use to measure achievement. But do they truly reflect happiness or fulfillment? Let's take a moment to question these benchmarks. Wealth can provide comfort and security, yes, but it doesn't guarantee joy or peace of mind. Power can bring influence and control, yet it can also breed isolation and fear. Fame can offer recognition and admiration, but it often comes with pressure and scrutiny. Success, in these terms, is an external construct, visible and quantifiable. However, the human experience is far richer and more complex. Happiness, contentment, love, purpose, these are internal, subjective, and immeasurable. They are the essence of a fulfilling life. So when we see bad people attain wealth, power, or fame, we must remember, success may not always equate to a rewarding or content life, especially for those who achieve it through questionable means. as psychological factors can also make some individuals more prone to harmful behavior. It's not uncommon to find that certain personality traits or disorders may lead to success in fields that require a high degree of detachment or ruthlessness. We see this in industries where the stakes are high and the pressure to perform is relentless. Individuals with traits like narcissism or Machiavellianism, often grouped under the umbrella term dark triad, can excel in these environments. They can navigate the cutthroat corporate ladder with ease, manipulate situations to their advantage, and display an uncanny ability to detach themselves from the emotional consequences of their actions. Similarly, individuals with antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a disregard for the rights of others, may find success in roles that require aggressive decision-making or ruthless competitiveness. Although these traits are generally viewed negatively, they can, in certain contexts, lead to success. Thus, psychological factors can sometimes contribute to the success of bad individuals. Our cultural narratives and media often glorify the anti-hero. These are characters who, despite their questionable ethics, still manage to capture our admiration and sympathy. These narratives can be compelling, but they can also distort our perception of reality. It's important to remember that stories, especially those we see on screen or read in books, often prioritize drama and conflict over accuracy. Many times, media portrayals favor bad individuals who achieve success by any means necessary, painting them as fascinating, complex figures. This can create the illusion that these individuals are more successful than they truly are. After all, their stories are more likely to be told and retold because they're interesting and engaging, but it's crucial to differentiate between the world of stories and the real world. In reality, the success of bad people is typically not as glamorous or fulfilling as it appears in our cultural narratives. Media portrayal can therefore perpetuate the myth of bad people's success. In conclusion, the existence and success of bad people is a complex issue. It's a fascinating paradox that compels us to delve deeper into our understanding of morality, success, and human behavior. Our journey begins with the recognition that bad is a subjective term, varying across cultures and societies. Yet, for our exploration, we've focused on those who harm others or society at large. It's a tricky terrain, as our evolutionary past shows that traits like selfishness and aggression have been at times advantageous for survival. We then delve into societal structures and inequalities, which often play a significant role in the trajectory of these individuals. Systems that reward competitiveness and risk-taking can inadvertently favor those willing to bend or break rules. Social and economic disparities can also foster an environment where unethical behavior becomes a desperate strategy for survival. The illusion of success is another profound aspect of our discussion. What we perceive as winning in life often revolves around wealth, power, or fame. However, these external markers do not necessarily equate to happiness or fulfillment. So, while bad people may achieve these benchmarks, it doesn't necessarily imply they lead rewarding or content lives. Psychological factors also come into play. Some individuals may lack empathy or have personality disorders, making them prone to harmful behavior. These traits can sometimes lead to success in fields that require detachment or ruthlessness. Finally, we address the impact of cultural narratives and media portrayal. Our society often glorifies anti-heroes or those who achieve success by any means necessary. This can create a skewed perception that bad people are more successful than they truly are, as their stories are more likely to be told.